When we last talked, we were talking about one-to-many relationships, and we were looking at our social networking scenario where we have an account that can post many times. So that's a one-to-many relationship because each post belongs to a given account. But there's another type of relationship that an account may have to post, and that is commenting. An account may comment on many posts many times, and a post may be commented on many times. So um, that is a many-to-many relationship between them that we describe as a comment. So a comment is a thing, but it's also kind of related to each of these ideas as well. So I grab a connector and I drag and drop it from each the post and from the account table. Then I will control click to grab both connectors at the same time and format them so that they have crow's feet on the end because that's the format we're using. Crow's foot's number 27, and I'll up that to a large size so that it's visible. So now we've decided that we need a junction table for commenting for accounts to posts. We have to kind of describe anything that might change on a per comment basis. For example, each comment will have its own text. Actually, let's get rid of that bold comment text. And a comment will happen at a given date or time. I'll just put comment time and we'll use a date time to field there. Also, we need a primary key. And in this case, we are going to get the database to create an identity field for us. So that comments can be numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So that we can have the same account comment on the same post more than once without having to get into ultra heavy more than 2-column compound primary keys. So as you can see, now the account has a direct relationship to post. So when we're talking about which posts a given account made, we use that relationship. And if we're asking about which posts that an account commented on and what those comments are, we might use this other approach where we would come and join in the comment table and the post table. So I've got the bare minimum done on this comment table. I've taken care of writing in the comment ID, text, and date from our model. And I'm just going to shift this over so we can see both of these at the same time. So you can see I've got the comment ID, comment text, and comment date. Actually, we call that comment time over here. And I've limited it to 140 characters. That's something that Twitter does. So I thought, what the heck, let's do that too. There's probably a good reason they do that. And I defaulted the comment time to the current timestamp so that whenever a record is inserted, it will automatically have the timestamp at the time that it's created. I've added the primary key constraint. Note that you don't put primary key over here. You can, but if you put primary key here, you cannot redefine the primary key a second time. And if you don't use this constraint format, we can't name our primary key, which will help us to do better error tracking. So we're always going to use that constraint version of the primary key. Now a foreign key has to be added for each of these crow's feet. Okay. The comment has 2 crow's feet pointing into it. So the forked end or the toes of the relationship here is pointing into the comment table. And so we've got to create a foreign key column and constraint for each of those, which means we'll need 2 foreign keys. First, we need to have columns for those foreign keys. We'll do the account one first because that's still visible on the screen. So we have an ACK ID, and that's an integer. And I'm just kind of recalling that. But if you want to double check, you can always unfold your account table and have a look at the columns and see that ACK ID is an integer. Make sure that your type matches the type of the field to which it will point. And then we also want to make sure it's not null because it just makes sense that no comments will be made if an account holder didn't make that comment. And then we'll have a post ID for the other relationship, and that will also be not null because it doesn't make sense to have just an orphan comment all by itself. That would be a post. So we have a post ID being required as well. we're going to add our foreign keys, one for the account ID. So all of our constraints can start with a prefix, fk underscore for this because we're talking about a foreign key. And then we put in the name of the current table. So I'm putting in comment because we're in the comment table. And then the next underscore is followed by something to tell us where that points to. So we'll say that it points to the account table. If you put in, for example, ACCID, that's enough to identify this uniquely in this table anyway, so that would be okay too. But I'll go with the standard here, and it's foreign key, and that's on the ACK ID field in this table. Foreign keys also need a little extra on the end where we tell the foreign key to reference the table to which our foreign key will point, so the account table. And we say that the account table's primary key is ACK ID. Then we do the same thing here, constraint fk comment. See everything starting with underscore comment. And this one points to the post table, references the post table, and post table's primary key is post ID. So that's how we're writing out our foreign key constraint. And that is what our comment table would look like. I'm going to hit execute. And the next time we come back, we'll do a couple of queries on this.